Leo. Welcome or welcome back to Heretic Owl Tarot. We are talking about mid-March here. So I hope March has been treating you well. How's it going? What are you doing? What have you been doing? Tell me everything. So as always, we're just going to cleanse the space here. So if there's anything that you would like to be cleansed, throw it in the bowl. Thoughts, patterns, behaviors, people, annoyances, throw it in the bowl. We'll get that taken care of for you. I'm going to do this 3 times, so just be aware of that if you have AirPods in. And here we go. Beautiful. Beautiful. Okay. So let's see what's going on mid-March. We're not working with a specific spread. My intention is for a card or 2 to come out, because we do kind of want the messages to be shorter. And I've said that in every video, but none of them have been shorter. We go exactly where the energy takes us. So that's totally fine. As always, the cards do need to fall out of the deck. If they flip over in the deck, we'll just flip them over and keep it moving. I don't shuffle reversals into the deck, but if the cards fall out in the reverse, we'll take them that way. And then it's so funny, but with this deck, I keep kind of like being reminded to introduce the deck. So we're using the Modern Spellcasters Tarot. So we have the 2 of Cups, the Page of Swords, Queen of Pentacles. Interesting. So the 2 of Cups talks about, it can talk about relationships. A lot of people, you know, talk about the 2 of Cups as kind of a soulmate card. So this very well, I mean, I'll say both things because, you know, obviously you could be dealing with some sort of relationship, and generally this is romantic. However, well, okay, let's just start there. So the 2 of Cups, like I said, you know, it talks about sharing your emotions, like, you know, like sharing your feelings with somebody else. So we start at the Ace of Cups. You know, our cup is overflowing. Our needs are met. We feel like we have enough to give to somebody else and want to invite somebody in to share that with, right? Because with the 2 of Cups, the other person also has enough to share. So there's an equal kind of reciprocity thing going on here. What you're giving, you're also receiving, right? So again, this can be in a romantic relationship. This can be a platonic relationship. It could be business also. This could even be just you kind of giving yourself what you need, you know, like, because I think a lot of us are kind of quick to put our needs aside when it comes to our relationships with other people or even work, right? Like, we know that we need rest, or we know that we need our cup filled. We need to recharge, but we don't give ourselves the space and time to do that. So the Two of Cups, you know, if it's not talking about a relationship in some kind of way, then this is, you know, kind of you deciding to kind of meet your own needs. And then we have the Page of Swords. The Page of Swords is, you know, generally depicted as being a bit of a player. When we talk about the page, we talk about, you know, kind of having an immature energy. Because when we get to the Court cards, that's when we start kind of dealing more with actual quote unquote people. So, you know, instead of just kind of the energy of the card. So with the page, it generally talks about, you know, adolescence to maybe like early 20s. The Knights talk about 20s, 30s. The Queens talk about 30s, 40s as far as like age goes. And the Kings are more, you know, like kind of the mature, elder age group, right? But it's also, again, like the energy of the thing, right? Like, you know, we all kind of start out a little bit naive. And, you know, like as our experiences kind of happen and we gain knowledge, you know, then we kind of start working up to the King energy, right? And just being a bit more mature about things. So with the Page of Swords, the swords are talking about our thoughts and perspectives on. It also talks about ego, because our egos live in our minds, right? So the Page of Swords kind of has this, it can be playful, but it can also be a bit tricky, like kind of trickster, manipulative type of energy here. Even just kind of like the look on this figure's face is like a little, it has this kind of like try me attitude. So this could be, you know, that you have kind of found yourself in a relationship, or maybe you made a friend, maybe it is romantic and, you know, it's playful, you know, like you guys are having a good time. It's kind of like puppy love, right? You know, and again, if this is something that you've kind of fostered within yourself, like you could be finding things that, you know, kind of bring you joy and, you know, almost kind of prioritizing your time and resources around filling your own cup up and, you know, finding the things that, you know, like that are, it's play for you, right? It definitely can be that. On the other side, it could be that this partnership or relationship is one that's kind of maybe more on the player side of things. Like maybe you're even questioning if it is kind of more of like a player type situation. Are they serious or are they not? Are they mature enough to have this kind of relationship with you? Is it kind of too good to be true type of thing? Because this could even have to do with work, right? Like, kind of in the beginning stages of maybe even exploring an opportunity. And you're like, just, you know, kind of gut feeling here. Like I'm feeling a bit skeptical, but you know, we'll just continue to see how this unfolds, because I already know I'm going to be, that seems to be the trend that I'm like pulling out all these cards. So we have the Queen of Pentacles, Justice, King of Swords, Lovers, Ten of Pentacles, Death. Is that all in there? Can you see them? looks like it. Interesting. Very interesting. The Queen of Pentacles, you know, Pentacles are earth cards. I mean, you could be dealing with a water sign, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. The swords are the air signs, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Pentacles are earth signs, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. I was also just kind of noticing that there aren't any like wands on here. So, a little bit of feels, but a lot of mind and money. So, you know, the Queen of Pentacles, like I said, you know, the Queen, when we get to the point of being the Queen, our maturity level is a bit higher, right? But the Queen of Pentacles kind of talks about kind of having this nurturing, den mother type of energy, right? Like, I mean, even just kind of looking how she's nurturing her coin there, right? But it is, you know, it's contentment. And it's, you know, kind of being able to sit down and, you know, kind of take a nap, right? Like just having a dog by your feet, napping there. This is having your needs met, right? But this is also, you know, kind of fostering, either fostering the relationship where you are putting in energy to nurture this thing and keep it going, right? And if it is your job, then again, you know, like just really kind of putting a lot of energy into, setting yourself up for where you want to go, like for any type of expansion in your career that you want to have. If this is, you know, having to do just with yourself and your own internal work, then again, you know, just kind of like giving yourself, like really kind of filling your own cup. And this could even be like budgeting, saving, she's even got like some coins on her necklace too. Like her needs are met, right? She has an abundance of what it is that she needs. And when we talk about pentacles, we do talk about, you know, the way that we make our money. We talk about our physical body even. So your health could be improving in this whole situation. We talk about having, you know, the resources and the materials in order to do what it is that we want to do. We have the Justice card. You know, Justice talks about the scales balancing. This is the Libra card, so you could be dealing with a Libra. I wanted to see, I can't remember what the Lovers card, who the Lovers card belongs to. I mean, it belongs to everybody, but just sign-wise. Anyway, so Justice, like I said, you know, it talks about the scales balancing. It talks about fairness. This could be some sort of, you know, kind of court or legal situation. There's the wheel from the Wheel of Fortune here too. So it kind of, you know, it talks about the wheel, the wheels of justice turning, right? And then we have, you know, she's holding this pomegranate, but you can kind of see, and I hope you can kind of see that her hand is skeleton. So, you know, pomegranates represent, sorry, my dog is thirsty. The pomegranates represent fertility, and it's like fertility as far as opportunity goes. It can, you know, specifically if you have been trying to get pregnant, then, you know, I mean, it's very much a signification of that. And, you know, like her hand being the skeleton there, it's like, you know, the sacrifice that you've had to make in order to have these opportunities kind of come into fruition, come into, you know, the physical 3D world. And, you know, the Queen of Pentacles is that physical representation of this thing, this fertility manifesting into the physical world. So again, you know, if you have been trying to conceive, this would say that there may be success in that coming. Or it's maybe even just validating that you have been trying. Otherwise, like I said, you know, it could have to do with a court situation or legal battle. This could just be, you know, like whatever the situation is, you know, it's kind of like, you know, the justice that you deserve is kind of, you know, coming. It's on its way. We have the King of Swords after that. And the King of Swords is discerning, right? Because, you know, we're talking, like I was saying with the swords, it talks about our thoughts. It talks about how we perceive things. It talks about ego also. But, you know, like both of these people are holding the sword of truth. So, you know, you could be manipulating the truth where, like I said, you know, with the Page of Swords, sometimes the Page of Swords does manipulate the truth. Otherwise, you know, it's almost kind of like, you know, and look at the size of the sword compared to like this figure, right? So this could even be, you know, like really holding on to like letting the truth guide you and trying not to like kind of get caught up in the BS. But the King of Swords is very clear in thought, very disciplined. You know, I mean, that sword can cut through bullshit fairly quickly, but it can also create bullshit if it's not used with integrity. And I find that it's interesting that we have the Queen and the King with the Justice card in the middle. I mean, this could very well be a divorce or some sort of separation. You know, this could be a separation as far as like, you know, a business partnership goes, because maybe you feel played or you have felt played. It could also be a marriage though, right? Because again, you know, like this could be a playful energy on the good side of playful and joy and, right, like having a good time. And so this could be a marriage. We have the Lovers card, which, you know, I mean, surface level, or the literal, I guess, kind of meaning, right? Like it talks about a union, or, you know, kind of coming together of some kind. But the Lovers card mainly talks about this balance of the masculine and feminine energies. So it's, you know, using those things in balance to manifest your desired outcome. Like, you know, you need the masculine initiation and going for it and putting in the actual work and actually going out and doing. But you also need the feminine part of like flowing and being able to kind of pivot when you need to and not being so kind of set in your ways or your vision. It's like, you know, kind of allowing things to unfold before you also. So it's, you know, the balance between those things that'll get you kind of where you want to go. And then we have the Ten of Pentacles, which talks about family. And again, you know, like your needs are being met. Like there's all these bags of money over here. There's bags of money over there. Her basket is full of vegetables here, right? Like everybody seems content. You know, like everybody has what they need in this moment, right? And again, you know, with Pentacles, talking about our resources, money, our physical body. Again, it could talk about your health. So this could have to do with your family, and family, again, going back to family can be anything. Family can be your biological family. It could be your friend group. It could be work, right? I mean, it can be anything that you deem to be your family unit. And then we have the Death card and the Five of Cups behind there. So, you know, the Death card talks about the ending of a cycle, or like the ending of a way of being. Like something is dying. I mean, not in the literal sense. Like I'm not saying that there's somebody that's going to die around you or something. No, it's the energy of that card, right? So it could be, you know, a way that you have been kind of operating in this relationship or in this partnership. You know, like that could be ending. I mean, it could be, like I said, you know, the relationship itself that is coming to an end. But with the Five of Cups behind there, it's like, you know, again, it's this release of old stuff. Like, you know, the Five of Cups talks about loss, but this is, you know, like this figure here is the one that's pouring out the cups. So it's like, these are the things that are no longer working for me in this situation. We have the Seven of Cups behind there that talks about opportunities and options coming your way. So to kind of, you know, and I know I feel like there's like 3 different storylines going on here. Because of course, right, it's going to be specific to your situation. So of course, like take what resonates and leave what doesn't. This is also, you know, like the symbol of Saturn here. I don't know if you can see that. Just, it's like this little, it's hanging off right here. And Saturn will change things. Like Saturn is kind of that planet of change, right? So you could be going through a Saturn return or coming up to it. This could have like started around your Saturn return. Like if you're, obviously if you're older than 28-ish years old, or what, 56-ish, because it's like every 28 years, 28-ish, I think it's like 28 and a half or something. But anyway, so, first scenario, there seems to be this connection. And, you know, what's interesting is that this is like, it has to be a connection. So if you're not in some sort of connection, I guess, like this may not, but, you know, there's 2 people here, there's 2 people here, there's 2 people in here, there's a whole family here, right? So this definitely has to do, you know, I mean, it could be even your community and like how you interact with your community. Like maybe you're on a committee of some kind, you know, it could be anything like that. So, if you are, you know, kind of, in some sort of partnership, you're kind of sharing your energy and your space and time and feelings with somebody else. It could be a playful situation that's making you feel good, making you feel kind of lighthearted, that puppy love kind of feeling going on. And this could be you just kind of feeling like you're nurtured, right? Like your needs are being met. And maybe, you know, even kind of thinking about taking it a step further And this could be the other person where, you know, and this could be male, female. It does not have to be, just because it's a queen doesn't mean that it's just, again, the energy of that card. So it's not gender specific. This could be you. It could be the other person or the other people involved in the situation. And then there's somebody that's very heady, like very logical. Like this is kind of engineer energy. And this to me is like Baker, or like, you know, almost even customer service too. Like just very, you know, like kind of supportive. Like they have kind of more of like a supportive role. And then the King of Swords, like I said, is just kind of a little bit more heady, maybe a bit more logical, thinks a lot. And, you know, there's this union here, this connection, feeling kind of balanced. Like, you know, you guys really kind of balance each other out. Happy home, right? Like kind of wanting to create this future. And that would mean, you know, kind of the end of, you know, kind of that single lifestyle, or that I don't want to say independent, because please keep your independence, even if you are in a relationship of any kind. But, you know, I mean, obviously, you know, kind of putting a title on things, it may just be kind of the end of, you know, kind of an old way of doing things. Gladly though, right? Because I mean, like you're dumping out those cups. So you're like, you know, I very much am ready to kind of move forward and lose that lifestyle that I had before. This could have to do with health, the same situation, just finding, you know, like, you know, really kind of filling your own cup up with this Two of Cups. Like you're giving yourself as much as you are giving anybody else. Like you're at the same time filling your own cup up so that your needs are met. And, you know, feeling really good about that, right? Like it's kind of allowing, it gives you this kind of mental clarity and gives you the energy to really almost kind of like show up authentically, right? And like have a good time. And again, you know, just kind of feeling balanced and like supporting yourself. And, you know, how the scales are just kind of balancing then for you, because you're jumping kind of over here to the Lover's card, where you're balancing the energies of giving, but also receiving. Because again, you know, like masculine gives, feminine receives. Like it's the energy, not the gender again, right? And just kind of seeing how, you know, like that just kind of changes the dynamics within, you know, either your family. Again, family can be anything: work, biological, friend group. Just kind of seeing, you know, like needs are being met, everybody's happy, right? And again, you know, it's just kind of this ending of feeling run down, even depleted, right? Like it's the end of that. And then finally, this could be a connection that you're in where it is, you know, like more of a player type energy, maybe a bit manipulative. And, you know, like you are kind of deciding, like this could be you, this could be the other person, this could be you or the other person. And you're deciding that you need to kind of separate yourself from the situation that can involve a court or not. I mean, it doesn't have to, of course, but this is just, you know, kind of laying down the law type of energy, right? And this is going to almost kind of affect maybe your family unit, in the sense where, you know, you might have to move, you might have to, right? I mean, just kind of like make changes accordingly. And again, you know, like the Death card would be signifying the end of this relationship. And you pouring out your cups on it. Like you're just done with it, right? Like there's literally nothing else that you could give to the situation. Which is interesting, because I feel like the March reading you guys had like almost like 3 10s. And I wonder if the 10 of Pentacles was in there. I might go back and watch it because that would be kind of interesting if the 1 10 that was missing was the 10 of Pentacles. And here it is, like it shows up here. That would be kind of interesting. But anyway, I am going to leave it there. Thank you so much for joining me, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.